Hello everyone, welcome to Happiness Mastery, where you find life changing information with motivation. In this video, we are going to discuss practical applications of Bhagavad Gita from chapter number 1 in the aspect of physical, mental, and spiritual plane. And at the end of this video, 99% of your confusions in your life will be solved and you will understand what you should take actions which will be 100% relevant to your present situation. So let's get started. In the starting of this chapter, Dhritarashtra asked Sanjaya about Pandava's action. He asks that what action were taken up by Pandavas which have intentions of fighting the war. From this, we can learn that the intentions are very much important to take action. The meaning of intention is the goal setting. Goal setting is the first practical application of Bhagavad Gita. Let us understand the significance of goal setting in spiritual, mental, and physical aspects. In spiritual aspect, the world is made up of energy. The modern scientists have discovered that everything is energy. The matter, whether solid, liquid, and gas, is made up of molecules. The molecules are made up of atoms. The atoms are made up of electrons, protons, and neutrons. And they are made up of quarks, which is ultimately made up of energy. Now, there is the principle of focus or concentration in spirituality. The principle is like this: the energy flows where you focus. The practical example of this law is in every spiritual practice related to meditation. It is advised to concentrate inside our body or on breath. The true meaning of this principle is that if we concentrate inside our body, then the energy is retained inside our body and the total energy inside the body increases. This principle is also applicable to every yoga, in which it is said to close eyes and senses before meditation. By doing this, the outward flow of energy is closed and the accumulation of energy inside the body starts. Now, as we have understand the energy dynamics in spirituality, let's talk about application of goal setting. Now, if we focus, concentrate, or think about the goals in our life, the energy inside our body starts creating the goals in our life. If we have more energy in our body, it will be easier for us to manifest or take actions to achieve that goal in our life. Now, let's understand the mental aspect of goal setting. The mental aspect includes the mind of human beings. There are two types of mind, namely conscious and subconscious mind. Now, if you don't know about subconscious mind, watch my video on this topic at the end of this video. Now, moving to the topic, the mental aspect of goal setting. There are 86 billion neurons inside human brain. Each thought inside our mind creates neurological connections between neurons. Therefore, if we have thoughts about our goal, then there will be neurological connections of neuron related to our goal. The neurological connections create further bonding between neurons by repetition of such thought, which further creates thoughts and pathway related to our goals. Now, if the goal is in our brain, we can achieve it in physical world. But the thoughts of our goal is done by our conscious mind, which is only 5% of our mind. The important part of our mind, which is subconscious mind, is very much important for our goal achievement, as it is 95% of our mind. Because if the goal is not inside our subconscious mind, then we can achieve the goal but cannot sustain it for a long time. Now, to transfer our goals inside our subconscious mind, there are many languages of subconscious mind, namely meditation, relaxation, affirmation, concentration inside body, different type of breathing exercises, etc. These are the practical application number 2 of Bhagavad Gita. from chapter number 1. Now let's move to the next verses. Sanjaya tells Dhritarashtra about the army of Kauravas. There are many brave, strong, undefeated warriors inside army of Kauravas. The Dhritarashtra asks, hearing the words of Sanjaya, that the army of Kauravas is strong and will easily defeat the army of Pandavas, which is protected by Bhim. From this, we have lessons on our mental aspect. The Kauravas were at the side of injustice, while the Pandavas were fighting from the side of truth. Therefore, we can conclude that Dhritarashtra considered Pandavas as weak army, but Pandavas defeated Kauravas at the end. From this, we can learn that we should never consider anyone weak before any battle. The final result decides the winner or loser of war. Now, moving to the next verses. The Arjuna from Pandavas tells Sri Krishna to take chariot between the two armies. He wants to observe both the armies before the war. From this, we can learn at mental aspect about observation of our work. Now, if you are an employee, then you should observe your corporational goals. And if you are a student, then you should observe your studies and subjects properly. And if you are in army, then you should observe your enemies and their characteristics. Now these verses also reflects about our inner enemies like anger, lust, greed, etc. So the third practical application of Bhagavad Gita is observation of physical work at physical plane and observation of our inner enemies and feelings in our mental and emotional plane. Now moving forward. In the next verses of Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna watches all his enemies, which consist of his friends, relatives, elders, and teachers. By watching all his beloved ones, Arjuna's body starts to shake and his heart filled with sorrow. He left his bow and sat down inside his chariot. By these verses, we can learn that our inner enemies are with us from our childhood. They were always with us, like anger during childhood, fear of height, lust in the adulthood. By observing them, our heart fills with sorrow as we have to fight with whom we were grown up. That's the end of chapter number 1 of Bhagavad Gita. So let's quickly revise the 3 practical applications of Bhagavad Gita from chapter number 1. Number 1. Setting goals at spiritual, mental and physical plane. Number 2. Doing meditation, relaxation, breathing techniques, etc. to reprogram our subconscious mind for our goals. And number 3. Observation of our fields properly at physical plane and observing our feelings at inner plane. Thank you for watching. If you like my video and if you want me to make such useful videos, then like and subscribe this channel for my motivation. Thank you.